In the previous video, we talked about MI Freedom Station commands 1 through 6, viewed with a PC. This video highlights the next set of commands under the heading Extended Commands. They are commands 31 through 51. Station commands 1 through 6 are available for use on our regular handheld radio Freedom radio system and Freedom MI using a PC, tablet, or smartphone. This new set of extended commands shown in this video are only available through the Freedom MI on your PC, tablet, or smartphone. Let's review these commands in more detail. Let's start with a very common situation. We're looking at our database back at Central Computer in the shop, and we notice a fairway head on the first hole is identified as a 700 rotor with a black nozzle. We believe it's actually a 751 rotor with a yellow nozzle. Let's go out on the course and check it out. Once we are next to the head, we're going to use the 33 extended command to view the rotor data. We'll look up the rotor data using the command 33 for hole 1, which is 1, fairway, which is 3, head number 1, which is 1, and hit send. As we can see, according to the computer, it's entered as a 700 series with a 48 black nozzle. However, as suspected, we have confirmed it is actually a 751 series rotor with a number 36 yellow nozzle. If we click the underlined head, we can select a 751, select the number 36 yellow nozzle, and since we know the pressure of our rotors are 80 psi, we select 80 and hit submit. Now, this update will be recorded at the computer within a matter of seconds, and the station will now be a 751 rotor with a number 36 nozzle. In the past, this would have to be done using a notepad or a sticky note on our cart. Then later, remember to enter this data at the computer. Unfortunately, all too often, the sticky note would be lost and it would never be changed. With Freedom MI, we're able to change the information immediately in the field. When we are back in the shop, if we look at our station detail, you can see the head is now correctly listed as a 751 with a number 36 yellow nozzle. Freedom MI allows users to keep their central control database updated, and as a result, their system runs more efficiently. Next, I will demonstrate extended command 32, which is device data. Device data is used to update the station attributes, such as number of valves. For this example, let's say we add twinned-up valves, which is 2 solenoids attached to one station output on T-heads number 4. However, when we are out in the field and turn that station on, we determine it's actually not a twin station, but should only be one solenoid. To resolve this, we use the command for device data, which is 32, then hole 1, T-head 4, and hit send. The device data for this station shows 2 valves. We can change this to 1 and hit submit. And within a few seconds, our central control will show the change from 2 valves on that station to just 1. Notice T-head 4 was updated from the field and now shows only 1 valve. The next extended command is runtime. Let's say we noticed a head on 2 green is really wet and we want to reduce its runtime. Using command 31, which is runtime data, for hole 2, greenhead 2, then send. It shows a current runtime of 20 minutes and a cycle time of 5 minutes and minimum soak time of 30 minutes. We don't want it set for cycle and soak, so we can change that here by deleting the cycle and soak times. We'll update the default runtime of 20 minutes to 5 minutes, then hit submit. And now if we look at our station detail, on hole 2, green, you'll notice hole 2, greenhead 2, is now changed to a 5-minute runtime, and cycle and soak times have been removed. Again, the reason we did this is because that head was really too wet, and we wanted to reduce the time it was operating. While I am explaining this, I would like to point out a very helpful Rainbird feature called Temporary Station Adjust, which allows us to temporarily increase or decrease the station runtime on a percentage basis. In this scenario, where this head has been too wet, we can turn it down for a temporary period of time. Let's say 100% is our base, and we want to run at 25% for the next 7 cycles. What that means is, for the next 7 times this head runs in a daily cycle, it's only going to operate at 25%, and the temporary adjust days will count down after each daily cycle. When we go back to our central and look at hole 2, green, you'll notice that we have a 25/7 here, which represents 25% for 7 cycle days. When you come in tomorrow, after the first cycle day, it would show 25/6, then 25/5, 25/4, and so on. Once it gets down to 25/0, it automatically resets to the full percentage of 100, so you don't have to remember to change the head back up manually, which is really convenient. You can also do temporary station adjusts out in the field using Freedom MI. Again, this is using the runtime data, which is the 31 feature. We can adjust our default runtime, and we can do cycle and soak and temporary station adjusts as well. Let's say you have an IC system and you're out in the field and want to check an IC address or see if it's connected. Using extended command 34, it will give us the IC information. Let's look at hole 1, green, head 2, by entering the commands and hitting send. It shows this head is on box 1, which means ICI box 1 in case we had more than one interface. The group number represents the wire path number, which is 1. And finally, the long address, which is the number written on the outside of the ICM. Now, if we had to replace this ICM, we can enter the new address right here. Then, after waiting 2 minutes for the ICM to be fully powered, we could select Fast Connect again, which is requesting the central control to communicate with the new ICM and confirm the connection. This exclusive Rainbird feature of MI allows our users to update, test, and verify ICM communication and operation in the field without ever coming back to the central. No other irrigation system can do this. Another great feature of Freedom MI that I would like to share and found within the extended commands are the additional shortcuts. Let's go back and look at the runtime of hole 1, T-head 2. You'll notice the runtime data, but down here are some shortcuts. Here's how shortcuts work. We could type in runtime data and then click device to get device data, or click rotor to get rotor data. So even though we used one of the extended commands such as 31, 32, 33, or 34, we can get to the same setup and actually make changes to this head with device, rotor, or ICM addresses from one place. The last extended command we're going to review is 51. Command 51 shows me the overall status of the golf course. So let's say we want to turn on our greens program. Our greens are our first program, so we enter 71 and hit send. You'll notice that we have 366 gallons. Command 51 allows me to see what's going on with the system without actually going back to the central. We're currently watching heads run on holes 1 through 5 and 18. We have 3 on hole 2, but only 2 on 18. Now, if we go back using Freedom MI, we enter 51, which tells us the status of what's actually flowing on the golf course. We hit send, and it tells us we are currently running 16 stations at 366 gallons a minute. We can drill down even further by entering 51, pound 2. And now it tells us exactly what's happening on hole 2, which is 3 stations running for 72 gallons per minute on hole 2. Now, if you recall, hole 18 only had 2 heads running. So if we enter the 51 command on 18, it says we only have 2 heads running for 43 gallons per minute. If nothing was running, it would tell us the hole is idle. So command 51 allows us to look at the status of a hole and determine if there's anything running on it. Let's turn that program off to demonstrate this. Now that it's off, we can enter command 51 to see if anything on the golf course is currently running. And as you can see, the system is idle. We could then use command 51 to see if anything is running specifically on hole 1, which confirms Hole 1 is idle. To recap, in this video we reviewed the Freedom MI extended commands, which include runtime data, device data, rotor data, ICM address data, and area or station status. Thanks for watching.